I kind of look at myself as like the poster child for who moved my cheese. It's because it's more than just this job didn't work out. I have to find another job. Especially later in life, I was actually experiencing, uh, going through changes with my weight and my body as well. And I used to be athletic, and now I'm focusing on updating my resume and networking. And so there was not just one change in my life, but multiple changes in my life. I think what's really helpful for me is I look at everything as more of an opportunity instead of a detriment. I always look at it as a marathon and not a sprint. And I know that sounds like a cliche, but it's really not. Because if you just take a step back and try to figure out, well, what is my priority? What worked well before? Why don't I focus on my experiences? And that gives me the energy, the resilience, the perseverance to shrug off the crappy stuff and focus on really what I'm good at and what I'm strong at and what I know is my brand. And I was very successful with that brand until one day I wasn't, right? And it had to deal with gaining some more weight and not exercising as much and not, eating, emotionally eating during the transition because I was stressed out or I was miserable or I was disappointed in myself. And so the clothes that I wore, the confidence that I had, what I brought to the table seemed to alter, seemed to change. And it was a cyclical downstream thing for me until finally I said, you know what? I kept on saying, I got to get the old Denise back. I got to get the old Denise back until finally someone said, she's gone. You need to create the new Denise. I went, oh, I didn't think about that. So those were key transition areas for me because I'm always thinking about health and wellness. It's not just a what didn't work well in a job and now I'm moving to another job. It's my whole entire life that is preventing me from being the best that I can be in anything I do. And of course, your work is the primary, the most important. So we always lead with work first. But to me, it 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 was a connection between um, an older Denise, so a different Denise that was not getting her footing, wasn't making the best decisions, wasn't making the right choices, and it just seemed to be cyclical. And as soon as I said, "That's done," that is done. I'm going to just go to Macy's and buy a new dress and get new shoes and take my classes and get back in the pool and start eating better. As soon as I stopped and I realized what makes me tick as a person, this doesn't have to be for everybody. But for me, being the best that I can be has to do with the air that I breathe, the food that I eat, and the electrolytes that I put in my body. If I don't have that, I'll just be bouncing around from job to job, just feeling inept, not adequate. So I've been actively involved, creating that wellness as a holistic outcome for so many women. And I loved being part of that energy and part of that movement. And again, that was who I am, and that's my brand. And I did shift when I had that opportunity to do something different in HBA, and I loved it. It gave me the opportunity to do public speaking and realize things that I never knew about myself. And I was just about ready to exit that volunteer opportunity when they came back and said, would you like to lead Fit to Lead yet again? Um, and I that part that is a trendsetter, innovant, making a difference, that rippling effect, the curiosity. That left side said, "Yeah, man, I'll do it. Rock on, let's do it." The other part said, "Are you going to call up Mother Nature and ask her to extend the day from 24 to 36? Because where are you going to have the time to do that?" So that was the other transition for me, is to understand where I am at this point of my life and what's important to me. And the ability to say no is not a bad thing. It's just saying no to one thing means that you'll say yes to something else that has the same energy, the same platform, the same impact as Fit to Lead, for example.